up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the November 16th, the magical, magnificent Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. But let's make sure we have an extraordinary day. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we'll go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead and let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a magical, magnificent, marvelous Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got all the indices trading to the upside. That's including the spot volatility index, which is up 34 cents. The Dow is up 380, the S&P 30, the NASDAQ 100. The weakest of the indices up 35 points, about 0.3%. Russell's up nearly 2%. Followed by, well, transports are up 2.5%. Russell's up 34 points, trading out at 1778. Trannies are up 291 points, are trading at 1237. Gold's up $2. Silver 4 pennies. Light sweet crude of $1.17. Natural gas struggling. And lead the charge dollar-wise, the upside booking holding $62, 3%. Palo Alto Network $16. 6%, Boeing 7%, $14 to the downside. Shopify off 25, Amazon's down 17, Mercado Libre 19, BioNTech it's down 16 or 16%. Zoom is off $15. In fact, let's start with Zoom, since that was actually the first question that came in. And then what we'll do is, I take that back. We have call ahead seating, so we'll go back to the Zoom question after we go visit with Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Thank you very much. And Occidental Petroleum is the ticker symbol, I believe, that you called about, trading out at 1263. How can I best help you?
Oh, a couple of things I noticed. It looked like we had a little brief pause after bar 8 on the daily. And it looks like it might be getting real close to, and possibly doing it today, that bullish crossover on the OUL. And then other than that, I just wanted to get your thoughts on, again, resistance levels, things to be watching for, if you
Perfect.
could do that.
Okay, sure. So let's start with resistance levels out here, since we are on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame chart. That shows us our TAS market profiles for Occidental Petroleum. And what we notice here is, yes, price stalled last week, and where it stalled was at the top of that weekly profile. So the first level of resistance, and price is above it right now, so you want to watch it, is 1240. As long as price stays above that, closes above that this week, that says, okay, I want to move higher to where? Well, I just look at the prior swing point out here, and that would take us back into the day of June the 8th out there, somewhere between 1726 and 2450. Another level of resistance that you'll be watching this month, and that is the bottom of the monthly profile, which is 1286. Now, at the bottom is both the center and the bottom of its profile. So that used to be a strong support level. What we don't know is that going to be a strong resistance area. But if you can get a close back inside that profile on a monthly basis, Brent, that means a close above 1286. That would be a bullish message for you. So that's what I see when I take a look at the market profiles. Let me get the other chart here populated. And you are right that it was bar number 8 that stalled the move higher. And it did have a valid TD9 count pattern. But this has created, in essence, just a mere hiccup. So what we're really looking for, so this is the cool thing, on the TD9 count, if it fails, and it hasn't just yet, a failure would be a close above 1270. We're trading at 1263. So if price could close above 1270, Brent, that says strong momentum move to the upside, but we have to understand where's that next resistance area. And even though I gave you a resistance level on the monthly time frame, here we're taking a look at the daily time frame chart, and that next resistance level would be 1403. Any questions so far, or anything about the daily chart that I need to
No, that's
review?
great, Steve. That's very helpful.
Okay, so let's just switch over to the weekly tab out here, see if there's anything here that is helpful to us. We've got a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, just as the daily had, so that's nice. And this would say longer term, as long as price stays above the top of that weekly profile, 1883 becomes the next TD9 breakdown resistance area. And if I slide over to the monthly time frame chart, boy, you like this here, because what Occidental Petroleum has done on a daily time frame, on a weekly time frame, and now potentially on a monthly time frame, because it is only the 16th, but it's generated Rhodes momentum indicator signals. Here on the monthly time frame, we can see that Stevie's red line is really going to be the key level. Let me get my data box going here so we can see what that area is. So it's going to be 1317 right now. That figure, Brent, will slide up or down a few pennies. But that's it. As you can see in looking at this monthly time frame chart, is that Occidental Petroleum has been below the oscillator and change line since October of 2018. So if you can get a close above that on a monthly basis, that would be a signal to us, I believe, that there is a longer-term change in trend out there. Don't know whether that will happen or not. Doesn't seem like it should with the new administration coming in and maybe their take. But let's just technically speaking, that's what you would need to see on the long-term basis.
That's great, Steve. I really appreciate it. I wasn't sure if you were there when I first answered, but it just sounded different than it normally does. So I just
sorry, no problem. No problem at all. So Occidental Petroleum, everything looks good, and obviously if you can get a close on a monthly basis, it doesn't necessarily have to be this month, but boy, a close above the oscillator and change line, 1317 right now, that would be a very big positive for Occidental Petroleum.
Well, thanks so much, Steve. I always appreciate you taking my call and all your help. And just have a great week, have a great day, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thank you, Brent, for calling. That was Brent in Martinez, California. That was Occidental Petroleum, looking mighty fine. So let's go take a look at the markets out here. I don't see any other questions. Oh, I take that back. Take that back. I remember Zoom, and I believe it was Bob that wanted to take a look at Zoom. And so let's go take a look at this. Bill. Okay, it was Bill. And the question is, short-term up, possibly. So when we take a look at Zoom, trading out at 1262. Here's what this is Occidental Petroleum. Give me a minute. ZM. Now we've got Occidental Petroleum. And we'll do this when we get back from the break. Right now it's trading out at 388.20, Zoom video. And it's trading below the bottom of a daily profile, which is 394.20. That's never a good sign out there. But we'll go see if there's other areas of support that we need to keep our eyes on. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 370, S&P 28 points. We were taking a look at Zoom video before we went to the break here. And what we know about Zoom is that it's trading below the bottom of its daily and weekly profiles out there. Not enough data to generate a monthly profile. So the bottom of a profile is support. So we know that support has broken on Zoom, and typically that would suggest that we're headed to lower price. Mr. Bill in the Tiger's Den wants to understand if this is an A to B equals CD to the downside. So to take a look at that, there's really a couple different A to B equals CD patterns out here. But I'm going to assume at this stage that this is the one that Mr. Bill is looking at. That's what the A point out here on October 19th, the B point out here on November 2nd, and then the C point out here on November 6th. The B point at $440 even Steven did volume of 8 million shares. And when price gapped down through that on November 9th, that was done with 18 million shares. So confirmed A to B equals CD to the downside. That would take us into 357.04. And with the appropriate bullish reversal candle inside of Zoom on a daily basis, which was this bull sash candle right here, Bill, on November 11th. So we got two Bills. We got Bill asking about Zoom and Bill in the Tiger's Den. I don't know if they're the same Bills out here, Mr. Bill, asking about Zoom. So the question becomes, if this was the A to B equals CD pattern that you're looking at, was the trading session on November 10th that got down to a low of 366.28 good enough to fulfill the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD price objective of 357? I say that it is. But just because I said that it is doesn't mean that it is. But I say that it's at least worth consideration. And with that being a bull sash candle, the low of November 10th is what you'd be watching, and that's at 366.28. If there were a close below that, it negates that bull sash candle out here, and therefore price would then be targeting 357, 316, 265, any of those A to B equals CD points. But right now, Zoom Video has a confirmed Gartley or buy the D point out here, a Gartley buy pattern, which really kind of feeds into Bill's question that sent me the request out here, because his question was, is there a possibility that we see a short-term move to the upside? So let's take this information here that we just took a look at, go apply it to my other set of tools out here to see if we can really get a feel for Zoom Video and what it intends to do. Because price is below the bottom of those profiles, but it's got that bullish reversal signal, that bull sash candle out here. Now, what also was taking place as price was moving down, now we can see it, into the 373.05 level. 373.05 was the actual breakout level for Zoom Video. Now, that's the cool thing about these TD9 system. Not only does it generate a signal to make us aware of potential top or bottom, it also provides us with breakout support and resistance. These breakout support and resistance levels are not anything that any other technician would identify unless your name is Tom DeMark out there or you use his tools in his system, and you should. Because without it, you're trading with just information that's really right in front of you, truly right in front of you, that would truly assist you with what decision you might make. So to answer Bill's question that wrote in on the request, now that we know we've got a confirmed Gartley buy pattern, we know that price held a breakout level of support, 373.05, and we can see that in the last 48 hours, the oscillator and change line has moved from green to red, and we know that the phenomena that is associated with that is over a period of sessions. We don't know how many sessions. Over a period of sessions, we should see price and that line catch up to each other. So yes, I would say there's a very, very much a short-term up possibility, but only into Stevie's red line in the 450-ish type area. What happens if price closes below 373.05? We'll still get that test, but I would not be in that position. I don't know that it's worth the risk-reward. You're trading at 390 right now to make it up to 450, but I am answering Bill's question about Zoom, and now that we've gotten really all the information, we can understand why it should rise up into that 450 area. So I hope that helps both Bills out with regard to Zoom Video. Number of questions still coming in, so I might as well stick with those. I'll make sure that we get to the overall markets. And maybe one of the questions is about the overall markets, what to be paying attention to. So Yvonne writes in and says, could you analyze and give support and resistance for EOG and another symbol out here? Too many letters out there, Ricey. But EOG is the ticker symbol. Oh my goodness, did I really do that on this other chart? Got to watch where your cursors are at out here on all these screens. Very easy to get something else going someplace else. In any event, EOG Resources out here trade out at 44.83. It's above the top of the daily, above the top of the weekly, and below the bottom of the monthly profile. So breakout, in essence, on the daily and the weekly time frame from a profile standpoint. The weekly or the monthly says maybe wants to target resistance at 58.27. So I know you wanted support areas. Well, because price is above the top of the daily and the weekly, old resistance could be support. So those numbers, Yvonne, are 42.14 and 41.20. Now, let's go take a look at EOG on my other charts out here. Maybe there's other levels of support or resistance that you want to pay attention to. So on the daily time frame for EOG, let's go ahead and populate this. Looks like we have perhaps a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside, but right now, price is going to target or find resistance at 45.14. Yvonne, if a price can close above 45.14, doesn't have to do it today. But if it does close above it, I'd say over the next couple of days out here, would suggest a move to 52.78. Today is going to be bar number 6 of a TD9 count. So a short-term or top could form between Wednesday and Friday of this week. But the next level of resistance for you on the daily is going to be 45.14. Support would be down at about 38.98. And that's also down towards the bottom of the daily profile. So your real level of support is 42, Really, I would have to say your ultimate level of support on a pullback in EOG would be 41.24. That's what I see when I take a look at the daily time frame. On a weekly time frame, looks like price is targeting the 47.90 level. And on a monthly time frame, almost very much like taking a look at Occidental Petroleum. So this is kind of cool. Now, when I say it's kind of cool, it's not necessarily cool. This top with wave number 7, that's letter G, in October of 2018. And what we can see here is that the oscillator and change line has been nothing more than a deflection point, a resistance level. So the real resistance level out here, Yvonne, is going to be $45.80. And on a monthly basis, if you can get a close above that, that would be something special. No, just kidding. Wouldn't be special. Well, it would be special from the standpoint is you would be getting a long-term change in trend signal out there. So I hope that helps you out, Yvonne. Thanks so much for writing in. Next question coming from Eddie, I believe. And Eddie wants to take a look at Apple and NVIDIA, AAPL. So let's go take a look at Apple. And, Yvonne asked me for 2 symbols. So, Eddie, if I'm going to give you 2, I've got to give her 2, right? Yes, the answer to that question is yes. So I just simply have forgotten about it. So let's just do this real quickly. When I say real quickly, I mean we've got about 15 seconds before we go to hard break. Apple, trade above the top of the daily, trade above the top of the weekly, trade above the top of a new monthly profile out here. So everything in Apple looks pretty bullish. Looks pretty bullish, Steve-O. What do you mean? Well, from a profile standpoint. If you take a look at the daily time frame chart out here, it's not only above the top of its daily profile, it's above Stevie's green line, but its resistance area, it's very clear. It's 121.55, Eddie. And if price can close above that, well, I guess we'll fill in the blanks to that statement when we get back from this break. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we were taking a look at Apple for Eddie before we went to that breakout there. And what we identified, or what the charts identified for us, was the real key level of resistance, Eddie. And that's that TD9 breakdown area of 121.55. We can see, it looks like it was last Monday, on that news from Pfizer regarding their vaccine. That price ran right up in that resistance level, 121.55, and knocked itself back down. So you know where the battle is. Price is above, as I mentioned, the top of the daily profile. That's bullish. Above a green oscillator unchanged line, that's bullish out here. So odds favor a run for the 121.55. If price were to close above 121.55, that would be a signal that price would want to move back to its all-time high. That being said, on the weekly basis, there is resistance at 122.16. 122.16 is its oscillator unchanged line, so price would really need to clear that in order to have upside potential. And on the monthly time frame out here, I don't have anything that really is going to assist us. So I hope that helps you out. NVIDIA, you also wanted to look at, you said they have earnings on Wednesday. I should have done that after I got this stuff to load. Let me see if I can minimize the screen here. If not, we're just going to have to be patient. I'll have to, I don't know, tell you a story or something. Hey, we're telling you a story. Boy, finally we had a beautiful weekend down here in Florida. And how about that Masters? How about that Masters golf tournament? I think they should play it twice a year out there. Although you have to admit, if you were an admirer of the Masters golf tournament, it wasn't the same with regard to the greens out there. So just didn't have the type of roll out here it was truly a different golf tournament from the perspective of what I think we're all used to seeing out there with regard to Augusta. Probably many of us said, hey, I can play that course if it's going to play like it did on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In any event, let's get back to the game show out here, NVIDIA, and what's it going to do coming into earnings. Well, right now, NVIDIA is trading in between a very wide profile, bullish in structure, by the way, from 501.57 all the way up to 587. So it's consolidating with inside its weekly profile. That's between 480 and 576, and it's trading above the top of the monthly profile. So we need some additional help out here. And what is that additional help? I just have this as a good old-fashioned sideways consolidation, about as clear as can be out here. And the support level on an earnings miss, or just simply the way that shareholders might treat the stock, to the downside, you'd be watching 480.56. To the upside, you're watching 587.66. Do I see a clue out here? I don't see a clue if you were going to try to play that, Eddie. Just a good old-fashioned consolidation. Now, last week, what NVIDIA did was not much. So I don't have any signal for you here. I really don't have a clear signal with regard to NVIDIA and what it might want to do. We're just looking at a consolidation pattern. So, Eddie, thanks for writing in. I hope that helps you out. Yvonne wanted one more symbol. We can't give Eddie his two and not give it to Yvonne. That would be just blasphemy. No, it wouldn't be blasphemy, but it would be, well, we're just not going to have to worry about it. Because what Yvonne wanted to take a look at was RYCE, R-Y-C-E-Y. See, it is really RYCE. Oh, that must not be it. That's what you put down. I don't get, oh, that's interesting. So I am not picking it up on my, that is really R-Y-C-E-Y. Let me make sure I type that in. That's strange as can be. So I'm getting some data on my other system, but Yvonne, I don't know if this is the right symbol or not. I mean, so I'm going to pause. Why don't you email it back to me? But even if it is RYCE, I won't be able to I can't pull it up on my eSignal data application, so I don't know the reason why. And S&P says, Steve, can you look at Zoom? I want to go long at some point. It's trading. If you want to go long Zoom, it's just in that sideways consolidation. And so I'd say here, ZM is a ticker symbol. You want to wait for price to get back towards the, was it Zoom that's in, or was it NVIDIA? I think, it was Zoom. I'm sorry, it was NVIDIA that was in the consolidation. You say you want to go long at some point. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that you have to take this stab at it now. Let me see here. ZM. You don't have to. But you've got the signal. You've got a Gartley buy pattern that was formed right here on November the 11th, S&P, and that was with a bull sash candle. And even though price is trading below the bottom of its daily profile right now, the pattern's not negated unless you get a close below 366.28. So, and it's trading at 390 right now. So I don't, and you also have that TD9 breakout level that is at your back that acted as support. So, if you're going to take the trade, if you're looking for a time to take the trade, other than some other pattern showing up out here, now's the time, as I see it. And you close it out if you get a close below 373.05. So I hope that does help you out. Your average true range, by the way, is $35.03. So don't be putting a stop that's less than $35.03 on this trade. Now, some people might say, well, did you just say nothing less than? Yeah, and it really should be more than. What? More than a $35 stop, Steve-O? Yeah. In fact, you should multiply that stop times 1.272 or 1.618. I say we are in volatile stock markets. And in a volatile stock market, your stop should be the largest that it possibly can be out there. No, I'm using a average true range, so we know what it's done, Zoom, for the last 10 days on average. Price moving to $35. If you do something average in life, what kind of results do you think you'll get? Yeah, below average. I heard some other people use some other, adjectives out there, and I can't pronounce those here on the radio. But you're exactly right. So you multiply that times 1.618. I'm just going to say it's about a $60 stop, and all that does is impacts your position size out there. So make sure you use the proper stop when you are trading out there. It makes sure you understand position sizing. If you don't understand position sizing, just sign up for Mastering Probability. It's a 90-minute workshop that'll walk you through everything. Once you are walked through that, there will be a light bulb. It won't be a light bulb. It'll be a gigantic candle. It'll be like the candle that comes out of the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas. It'll be bright. You'll be, oh, man, why didn't I know about that sooner? Okay, so let's move on to the next thing because I just really got sidetracked there. And the next thing is we've got a question here from Jerry. And Jerry wants to take a look at the U.S. dollar and West Texas Intermediate crude. So let's start off by taking a look at the U.S. dollar index here. Let's take a look at it on a daily time frame. And the U.S. dollar index is running into resistance. Where it ran into resistance today, Jerry, is at Stevie's oscillator and change line. That was at 92.85 out here. I just see a sideways-ish type consolidation or consolidation. Well, you've got a nice bottom out here, and that still is in place from way back in September. This formed a A to B equals CD to the upside pattern out here. Now that's about an A to B equals CD to the downside pattern. We're going to go to a breakout here, Jerry. So what we'll do is I'll pull up my other charts for the U.S. dollar index. I'll pull up my stuff for West Texas Intermediate crude. But I want to hear from someone else as well because we don't have anything else in the queue. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at the U.S. dollar index out here for Jerry. And Jerry, what I want you to pay attention to, very much like one of the instruments we looked at earlier that had an A to B equals CD to the downside, didn't complete right to the T out here. Very similar pattern inside the U.S. dollar index. The price objective for the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside would have been 91.99. It actually got down to a low of 92.12 out there. And then it generated a key reversal a candle out here on November the 9th. You're trading inside a bullish structured profile. 92.34 on any further pullback should be support. If that's not this support level, 92.18, which is the bottom of its bullish structured weekly profile. So the U.S. dollar index is back in a support area out here, and only if it closed below 92.18 would that suggest that something else is going on. With regard to West Texas Intermediate crude out here, let's take a look at, I believe it's rolling over into the January contract. In fact, I know that it is. As we take a look at, so that would really be looking at panel number 2 on the left. But just, you could still trade the December contract. There's still 4 more days remaining, but really you should be into January right now. And so your resistance level out here, it's a brand new profile bearish in structure with resistance at 42.74. And that is on West Texas Intermediate crude out here. Let me pull up my other Let me just go to my other charts here real quickly, see if there's anything out here worth noting for you. Oh, I can't because other charts don't have the January symbol out here. So how can I do that? I know I can. I'm just going to do it right here. So give me a moment to get this going on one of my other charts, and we'll take a look at light sweet crude. But in essence, right now, you can see the resistance area. You'll see a descending trend line, Gerald. You can see the top of that daily profile. So figure that 4280-ish area is going to be resistance. Let's pull over my other chart here, see if there's any other signals for us. Well, 4215. So 4215 has been your TD9 breakdown area. That level has been tested 3 times over the last 4 trading sessions. So we know how strong of a level that is. Support should be at about 39.91. Close below 39.91 could bring the 36.93 to 37.99 area into play. And a close above 42.15 would bring you up to 44.47. So what price has done here, Jerry, very easy to take a look at. Ran right into resistance. We don't know if price will get over it, but it's really kind of a neutral territory. Because it's trading between support and resistance. Support being Stevie's red line at 39.90. So, Gerald, I hope that helps out with regard to light sweet crude and the U.S. dollar index. Okay, there were some other questions out there I know about the markets in general. And I'll get to those, or I'll try to get to those, but I haven't really covered the markets, and I should cover the markets for everyone. So let me go do that. If you would, indulge me for a few moments out here. And when we take a look at the markets, I know I've mentioned the C word a few times today. The C word being consolidation out there. Don't let your minds wander. Okay, come on. So if we take a look at the consolidations, you'll see 3 of them that are present inside of the cash indices. Well, 3 of the 4 cores that we look at. That's right, the C word would be coffee, and we'll try to look at coffee for you. Which is breaking out today. But if we take a look at the S&P, if this is a real breakout of the consolidation, you can see the sideways consolidation. That's an easy peasy pattern. And you can see that today is the first day above the top of that consolidation. You'd like to see 2 days above it, but if price can remain above the consolidation, it gives us a measured move of 39.78 or thereabouts. You got to use that as an approximation out there. The second consolidation on the right-hand side is the NDX 100. And on the NDX 100, give me a minute. Hey, John, just give me a few minutes and I'll be out there. Okay, great. Sorry, guy. Yeah, leave it on. Sorry about that, folks. So if we take a look at it, I'm truly multitasking out there. So on the upper right-hand panel is the NASDAQ 100. You can see its consolidation. It's just trading within the consolidation. If you take a look at the Dow on the lower left, well, you can see that, in essence, it's really been above the top of its consolidation. Well, this is certainly going to be 2 days in a row, but it's really been above it. So the Dow is signaling to you and I. The Dow is signaling to you and I that it wants to make a move up in that 32,000 area. And you've got an A to B equals CD pattern inside the Russell 2000 that, quite frankly, took out – this was a confirmed sell signal out there inside – was it in the cash? I can't remember if it was in the cash or not. But I think that is because it looks like a three-river evening star to me. But it doesn't matter because that's been negated. That's been taken out and suggesting that price wants to move to 1805. But let's come back to the Dow out here because I think the Dow is really the critical – pattern for us to be watching. I could be wrong. So let me get back to this. Now, why is the Dow going to be the area we're really going to focus? It's going to be because what it did intraday here was it confirmed a TD9 count top. Now, in order for it to do that, price had to get above last Monday's spike to the upside. And it did that. It did it earlier today. You see, Friday was bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Today is the bar following bar number 9. The way that TD9 count works is we look for a high or a low, in this case here a high, to occur on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. Well, we got that today. Now, the cool thing about this is that if we see tomorrow, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, could be tomorrow, could be Wednesday, could be Thursday, but if we see a close above, not a trade above, a close above today's high, inside the Dow, that's going to signal to you and I that we have a strong momentum move to the upside inside of the Dow. So then that takes us back here to the consolidation. And the consolidation would say, okay, we've got a confirmed momentum signal from a negated TD9 count that didn't even last 24 hours. It's possible. We won't know till tomorrow, in which case then we would really be looking at a move up into 32,190. Got to realize we are in the favorable seasonal cycle. That begins typically in the middle of October, runs through the first week in January, and that, my friends, would really be the signal of the Dow. Will we get that? I don't know. But what we have is really the ultimate or the beautiful setup out there. And the beautiful setup says we just now need to be patient, and let's wait to see how the Dow trades tomorrow. Not how it trades today, the rest of the day, but how it trades tomorrow or how it trades on Wednesday out there to make a determination as to whether or not this is a real breakout that's going on inside of the Dow. I mentioned the Russell 2000. Here you'll see that, now not that it may not be forming a top, because it could. It just is not going to be the sell the D point, which was confirmed by this evening start. Now, I don't have the A to B equals CD pattern in here. Well, I could draw it in here for you real quickly. This is what it looks like. But I believe that was a confirmed sell the D point out there. And it was the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern. Let me get rid of that Gartley. But obviously that's been negated as we had mentioned. However, price is moving higher, doing less relative energy. That's a potential Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Today is going to be the day following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So if the Russell closes over tomorrow's high, or today's high tomorrow, strong momentum move to the upside. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids Nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 333. The S&P's up 25 points. We've got a few questions that have come in. I don't know if we'll get to all of them, but let's give it a shot. Fuel cell, FCEL, is one of the requests out here. This is for Mike in New Hampshire. Looking for support and resistance. So fuel cell right now, Mike, brand new profile that formed out here a couple of days ago. So continuing to trade above 25, 27, that's the top of the daily box, bullish. You're well above the top of the weekly box, which is 2152, perhaps hold resistance support, and above the top of the monthly profile at 1829. So fuel cell technologies, everything looks great there. However, I don't mean to be the person. So this is not picking up today's data. Why is this, though? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'm on the wrong symbol. Man, oh, man. VCEL, FCEL. Sorry, folks. I got the fat fingers out there. That didn't help. Prices above the top of the daily profile. That's at 252, so that's good. It's trading above the top of the weekly profile, 323. I'd like to see a close, Mike, above 323 out there. The monthly, not a whole lot to look at. Here's your fly in the financial ointment. And that is today's candle. Looks very bullish, and it is. You're back to prior highs out there. That could be a stopping point. Today's going to be the bar following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Fuel cell technology. Mike, if it can close above today's high, whatever today's high ends up being, close above it tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday out there, boy, that would be a very strong message to you that it wants to head higher. Now, head higher, if we look at the weekly time frame chart out here, the head higher would be if it can clear 352. That's a TD9 breakdown level, and it hasn't done that. But on a weekly close above 352, that's saying you could be looking at 708. And that would be fuel cell technology, FCEL, which is very different than VCEL, which there's an instrument out there for that. Imagine that. Hey, folks, stay tuned for the Trader's Edge Show. No, this was the Trader's Edge Show. Stay tuned for your favorite polar bear and Obi-Wan Kenobi to take us on home. And I'll see you back here on Terrific Tuesday. Take care, folks.